Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relix, and today we are going to go over the Toronto Maple Leafs and Boston Bruins Game 7 of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, if you guys know, the Boston Bruins from last year in 2023, they blew a 3-1 series lead over the Florida Panthers. And then the Panthers came back and they beat them. So, same thing happened this year. Pretty much going into Game 7, that is. And the Bruins had a 3-1 lead in the series, and the Maple Leafs pushed Game 7. So, real quick, I want to show you that right here. Bruins history for a first round series. Last year, you guys can see regulation win, loss, win, overtime loss, regulation loss, and then they went to lose in overtime to the Florida Panthers. And then miraculously, the exact same record going into Game 7 happened this year as well against Toronto. That's pretty bizarre. I was actually surprised that the way the series lined up was exactly the same. Personally, I had the Bruins sweeping the Maple Leafs, but that was just my opinion, of course. I just felt like the Bruins have the better team, and they have more talent up and down the lineup. But that's my opinion, of course. The biggest question, obviously, for the Bruins was, can they get, the team going without Bergeron and Krejci, in the lineup this season? And the answer is obviously yes. They still have excellent depth down the lineup, and of course, their wingers, Pastrnak, Marchand, DeBrus, etc., they are all, pretty good players in the league. Therefore, they are able to circumvent the center line, mix match, you could say, because of the lack of talent down the middle. And so the Maple Leafs, they have a lot of talent down the middle. They have Tavares, Matthews, Nylander can center. It's pretty spot on how strong the top six specifically for the Maple Leafs can be. Unfortunately, I personally think their defense is a little lacking, as well as the goaltending was a question mark as well. But overall, I think both teams have their ups and both teams have their downs. They have their strengths and weaknesses. Obviously, I do think, for example, like both teams are better than my LA Kings. But in that regard, you never know. That's the parity of the league. Any team can be great. And even though you guys are giving me a lot of crap for my LA Kings losing and saying that the Oilers, we're going to destroy them, I said in my last video too, yes, they're going to destroy the LA Kings. No, they deserve to win. The Oilers deserve to win. And yet you guys are still giving me crap about that. Ignoring that, any team can win. LA Kings did win a game in the series, and it was, a great game. And then, of course, they pushed Game 4 to make it just a 1-0. Yeah, the Oilers shut out the Kings 1-0, but the Kings did fend off the Oilers, incredible talent, for a whole game, even though they didn't score. So my point is, any team can be great, and I think the Maple Leafs definitely proved that, coming back from a 3-1 deficit and pushing Game 7. Now, the question is, they did win Games 5 and 6. The Maple Leafs did. They won those games, and that was without Austin Matthews in the lineup, as well as their goaltender Woll was in, and he was playing phenomenal hockey. As, of course, the Bruins Swayman as well. He was playing great hockey as well. But going into this Game 7, Austin Matthews returns to the lineup, and Woll is out with an undisclosed injury. So Samsonov takes over as goalie with Martin Jones as backup. And again, all three of these goalies for the Maple Leafs, they're good goalies. They are quote-unquote NHL starters per se in some right. So it's not like, to me at least, I felt like, everyone's putting a lot of pressure on Samsonov, and, they don't think he can get the job done as efficiently as he can because he got pulled in the other game. But in my opinion, Samsonov's a starter. He can do the job just fine. It's just a matter of the team in front of him, because I was looking at the history for the series. In Game 6 and 5, there are only 2-1 games. That's it, right? So it's not like the Maple Leafs. It's not like the Maple Leafs were like destroyed or anything. They won those games 2-1. The problem is they're not scoring enough, and the Bruins obviously let the 3-1 lead in the series slip because they too weren't scoring enough goals. I mean, 1-goal games in the past two. Before that, it was a 3-1 Boston win. So it's not like both teams were scoring a ton of goals, in every game. So to me, the goaltending for both teams, not even a question. I think both teams' goalies played phenomenal throughout the entire series. And even though I didn't watch every single game, I watched Game 7 all the way through, and I thought for sure both goalies played great. I mean, Samsonov saw 31 shots. He made two. He missed two, so he had a 93.5 save percentage, which I think is amazing. Coming in late, or not coming in late, but like getting notified late in the day that you're going to be the starter because Wool is out. I think that's phenomenal for Samsonov. And then of course we go to Swayman on the other side, 31 shots faced as well, and he only lets one in for a 96.8 save percentage. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think both played great. You can't fault the goalies in any way. But overall, I think both teams definitely had chances. Both teams played very conservative. I know the pressure is on in a Game 7, so both teams don't want to take too many risks. And I think in the end, that's kind of the reason why the score was the way it is, another 2-1 game. So let's take a look at the game summary real quick. So starting from the left side, you got your period 1, and then middle's period 2, after period 2, and then the final on the right. So overall, the face-offs, not even a question. I think, at least to me, watching the game, I didn't think the face-offs were dictating the plays necessarily for either team. Some team, one team got chances on the offensive zone. The other team got chances on the offensive zone. It didn't really matter. I think both teams had good opportunities, and face-offs were not a key part of the game. Same thing with the power play. Power play, obviously, 1 for the Maple Leafs and 2 for the Bruins, didn't really play a part in the game for sure. Obviously, as I've said in my Kings videos, that one power play a game can tip the scale in your favor tremendously, and unfortunately, neither team capitalized on their power plays. Hits, you guys can see at the very end of the game, both teams had over 50 hits each. It was a physical game, and I don't deny that, they weren't exactly like the biggest hits or anything like that, but, you want to rough up the other team, and I think both teams, again, were being kind of conservative, not taking as many risks, but at the same time not, giving up opportunities and letting the other team skate freely. And then, of course, the block shots, again, I think both teams were even, so both teams gained opportunities, both had over 20 block shots. It just shows that both teams were playing very defensively at the same time as trying to get scoring chances. So overall, it was a really good game, solid by both sides, and it came down to basically, you capitalize on the opportunity you got. And the Matthews assist, okay, so basically, going into this game, I was telling my brother, I told my friends that if Matthews plays this game, if they change the lineup from what they have won, Maple Leafs won the last 2 games. If they change the lineup, then the Toronto Maple Leafs would lose. And Matthews did come in, and regardless that, yes, Samsonov, was the starter, he played great. You can't fault him for that. But I said that if Matthews comes in, automatically, if he's in the lineup, the Maple Leafs will lose from the get-go. And regardless that Matthews had an incredible assist on the Nylander goal that gave the Toronto Maple Leafs the 1-0 lead, I felt like, it doesn't matter. And then I think it was like, a minute and 30 left, or later after the goal, Hampus Lindholm scores the tying goal. And so that was pretty much the game until overtime, where Pastrnak finished the game and put it away. Not that it really matters here, but I'm just going to show you the face-offs real quick. Here's your main 4 centers for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Face-offs are important. I think Matthews coming in, like I said, I thought the Maple Leafs would lose if Matthews played. However, he did play a good game. I felt like, he needed to get his wheels going a little bit. Took a few hits in the beginning, but he played a great game. Won his faceoffs. Tavares, trying to do his part as well. Obviously, he took a lot of faceoffs, 28 in a single game. It's incredible. And then, Camp and Domi. I'm a little surprised by Domi's numbers, considering that in the past couple games, his faceoffs were actually really good when Matthews was out of the lineup. So, a little shocking to see that his numbers kind of fell. But like I said, I don't think it really played a part in the game itself. I just think, it's just kind of something interesting to note. Maybe, that one extra faceoff win could be leading to a scoring chance. You never know. And then, of course, here's the Boston Bruins faceoffs. More obviously with the lack of center depth, I think they need to definitely utilize more players. And as you guys can see here, the faceoff percentages are kind of up and down, to be honest. And in the end, they didn't really do their jobs efficiently. But in the end, it didn't really matter. Like I said, the faceoffs were not the biggest part of the game. Sure, it led to some opportunities, but I think regardless that the Bruins lost, I mean, all of them except for Beecher got 50%, or less than 50%, I should say. I still think it doesn't really play a part in the game. So yeah, here's the Lindholm. Here's a freeze frame of the Lindholm goal. I wanted to talk about this one specifically just because it kind of goes back into the LA Kings and how I was disappointed with the LA Kings and how they play defensively, as well as offensively, right? So, as you guys can see here in the screen, you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 Maple Leafs are below the hash marks of the face-off circles. And I mean, that's collapsing down low and trying to block shots and be defensive. I get it. But at the same time, you gave Lindholm, who is pinching down on the play, so much room and opportunity to get that puck and shoot. Obviously, this is not the best freeze, but you guys can see as well. Look at the Bruins formation. You got Reeves down low. He was battling out. I believe he was the one who gave the pass to Lindholm in the first place. I could be wrong. I forget exactly. But look where Trent Frederick is. Kind of on the side of the net. And then there's another Bruin on the left side. There's 2 Bruins basically around the crease. And then, of course, Van Riemsdyk is also coming right there. That's something I think the Kings lacked. And that's why I wanted to, show this example. Because look at how many bodies are there. You cause chaos with more players crashing to the net for the Bruins. And the Maple Leafs have to respond in kind with their own defense. And because of the way the puck worked itself back to Lindholm, who is now taking the shot, in the top of the screen, Samsonov has more traffic to deal with. It leaves more opportunities for the Bruins to, attack, especially when there's a 4th man coming down that the Maple Leafs are not really expecting to pinch down on the play. And in the end, Lindholm got a nice shot off, and it went in for the tying goal. So, just as I know this is a Maple Leafs and Bruins review, but at the same time, I'm LA Kings all the way, and I am very sad to see that the Kings couldn't do stuff like this that could have changed the series for them against the Oilers. So, I'm very happy to watch this game to see another perspective, and I was actually appreciative of the Bruins, offense. I felt like they were really crashing the net a lot, and they were definitely getting the dirty areas. I think both teams did a good job of that. And then, of course, if you guys watch the overtime goal, at the very top of the screen, Pastrnak is inside the face-off circle there. He already has the puck on the breakaway. Or where he's going to get it, rather, I should say. The puck is just above the circle now. It was on a dump-in play by no other than Hampus Lindholm. So, obviously, Lindholm has a goal and an assist. So, congratulations to him. But Pastrnak, no one picked him up. He circled around at center ice, and he just sprinted down the boards. And it's amazing how none of the Maple Leafs caught him. I mean, they were all puck watching from the very get-go, from center ice all the way to the dump-in, which was a really bad bounce in the corner that happened to go right back towards the crease for Pastrnak to pick up. So, good on Pastrnak for sprinting in there, first of all, and then great dump by Hampus Lindholm. But the Maple Leafs, I was also actually specifically looking at Morgan Riley. You guys gotta look where look where the players are. Where is the dangerous player at? And no one picked up Pastrnak, and hence the reason why he got that partial breakaway, if you can say that. It was just right in front of the net. So was it really a breakaway? Yes and no. But either way, Pasternak's, he's one of the best players in the entire league right now. No, you could say whatever you want. He is straight up top 10 in the league right now. And you just let him go in, pick up the puck, and do a deke on your goalie. That's bad defense. And I think the Maple Leafs definitely deserve to lose this one because of the coverage was not there in front of the net. So unfortunately, the Maple Leafs lost. But again, I was cheering for the Bruins this whole time. So congratulations to the Boston Bruins. Made it to the next round, even though you guys kind of let it slip, that 3-1 lead. I was thinking you guys were going to sweep it, but unfortunately they didn't. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Bruins move on, and now we are here. Here's the brackets for the second rounds. Obviously, tomorrow being, when this video comes out today, Dallas and Vegas still have their Game 7 to play. So I will obviously be watching that one for sure. Overall, though, I don't think, there's any real big surprises here to me. Hurricanes beat the Islanders. Rangers beat the Caps. Florida beat Tampa Bay. To me, I wanted Florida to win anyways. And then, of course, Boston beat Toronto. I thought, as far as the winners on the East side, I felt like this is definitely how it was going to line up anyways. So, no surprises for me. But Vegas and Dallas, I am a little shocked that it's a Game 7, to be honest. I thought Dallas being the stronger team, I thought they would for sure just win maybe like in 5 or 6 games, but not Game 7. That's crazy. So, good luck to both of those teams. To be honest, I'm going to be cheering for Vegas in this one. I just don't really care for Dallas as much, but, I don't really care who wins. Whoever wins that series, go on to beat Colorado, because I don't like Colorado. And then I thought Colorado would get swept by the Jets. That didn't happen. So, congratulations to them, of course. I mean, it's only natural when they have McKinnon, Rantanen, Makar, and so on and so forth. So they were definitely stacked with superstars. Not to say the Jets don't have their own all-stars as well, but, I just think the Avalanche definitely had a stronger offense. But I thought the defense of the Jets would, pan out, and unfortunately it didn't. Obviously, Vancouver versus Nashville. I think this was a no-brainer. Even though, Nashville got a couple wins, I think it was a no-brainer that Vancouver was going to beat them anyways and make it to the next round. And then, of course, my LA Kings lost to the Edmonton Oilers, and that's disappointing, but it was well-deserved. I think the Oilers were definitely a stronger team going into the playoffs as well as throughout the first round. The Kings definitely need to play better. So, overall, I am not surprised by any of these results, really. But, going forward, I definitely think it's going to be an interesting matchup for all playoff series, regardless of who wins, Dallas or Vegas. I think Colorado will definitely give them a good fight. I am expecting Colorado to win and then move on to the conference final with Edmonton. I think Edmonton will beat Vancouver to face Colorado in the final as well. Not to say, I'm picking favorites or anything, but I do want to see the Oilers keep going. And then, of course, Rangers, I think, will destroy the Hurricanes. Not just win, I think they will destroy them. I think the Rangers are just a much better team than the Hurricanes are. And then, of course, the Panthers, unfortunately, because the Bruins have pushed to Game 7, and I'm not seeing the offense like they had during the regular season, I think the Panthers are going to actually crush the Bruins going into this next series. But you never know. Anything can happen. Like I said in the beginning of this video, that's the parity of the league. Any team can be good at any point. Hockey is a game of momentum, and you never know, when that momentum may come. And it could come off a PK, it could come off a power play goal, even just taking a timeout to slow the game down. You never know. Everything in hockey is about momentum. Momentum shifts, and I think the effort of the players is a big part of the game. Who's hungrier to win a Stanley Cup compared to the other team? And I definitely think, for example, my LA Kings were not hungry enough to try to keep themselves into the series, and unfortunately they got kicked out. Whereas, I see the Maple Leafs coming back from the 3-1 deficit. They were obviously hungry, and they tried to push as hard as they could, and unfortunately goal scoring was kind of an issue for not just the Maple Leafs but for both teams, and that's why the games are so low scoring. But if the Bruins can fix that going to the next round now, I think they will give Panthers a run for their money, regardless that I think that they will lose. So you never know. That's pretty much all I have to talk about here. I did say I was going to go over a couple games, and this is just one of those games that I felt like I kind of wanted to go over. As far as teams I'm cheering for, I mentioned in my other video for the Kings, I am cheering for the Oilers on the west side to win, at least the Western Conference, and then the Bruins to win the Eastern Conference. So, obviously, in a Game 7 against the Maple Leafs, who also have not, had playoff success since the 1900s, I think it was going to be kind of an important game to see if the Maple Leafs could keep going in the playoffs and, try to win that Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, again, sorry Maple Leafs fans, it's just not your year. Unfortunately, cap issues could be a problem for the lineup. I mean, you guys got Nylander, Matthews, Tavares, Marner. They're all super expensive. So, McDavid and Draisaitl are already too expensive on the Oilers, and yet they're getting it done. I think the Oilers lineup is really strong up and down, both their forwards and defense. But then I look at the Maple Leafs, and it's not the same thing. I think the Maple Leafs are suffering from what the Oilers were suffering from the past couple of years, and it's just too high paid in the front and not enough throughout the entire team. And so that's why I think the Bruins were a much better team going to this series, and why they had more balance to win the games rather than rely on certain players to just get it done. And even though, yes, the star players for the Bruins got it done, such as Pastrnak, and Marchand, they led the team in points. You still need secondary scoring, and I think the Bruins have the lineup to do that. So congratulations to them, and that'll be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below what you guys thought, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more content. Again, I am not going to make many videos, but I will try and keep up with some of the teams I do care about, or if a specific game catches my eye, I will be sure to pay attention to that. But that's pretty much it. One other thing I wanted to mention is you guys gave me a lot of hate on the last video. Again, first of all, read the description of the videos. It matters a lot. I am not a professional. As you guys can see, I'm recording this in my bedroom. I am not a professional, broadcaster or analyst or, podcast host or anything like that. So it's just my opinions, comments on the game. And so those of you guys who are giving me a lot of hate, saying that, I don't know what I'm talking about, I have, no broadcast, skill and technique and all that stuff, you guys are ridiculous. This is just for kicks, and you guys don't have to be so serious about it. I don't know why you guys need to spread that negative energy, especially in the sport of hockey, when I feel like this is the best sport in the world. And to see that the fans of hockey are like that, that's very disappointing to see, that they show disrespect for everyone else around them. And so just letting you guys know that, regardless that you guys are insulting me, I'm still going to take it. I'm going to reply to you guys. It's just the way it is. I understand. But, maybe just ease down. I just want to hear what you guys think, not what you guys think about my video making techniques. So let me know about the game, not my video itself. Okay? I want to hear what Maple Leafs fans think of the game. Did you guys think you guys had a chance? Did you guys think, should you not have changed the lineup? Put Matthews, back in, leave him out of the lineup because you guys won without him. That's what I thought, at least. Bruins fans, congratulations to you guys. Let me know if you guys think that my comments about your lineup is right. Do you think you guys are, pretty settled as far as the depth down the lineup? I want to hear these kind of like agreements or disagreements. but nothing against me personally. When you guys say something against me personally, that's when it's like ridiculous. And, you know, first of all, I'm just going to delete the comments. I had to delete many comments in my last video. But, you know, overall, I appreciate the response, and especially from Oilers fans and Kings fans who are passionate about the game. And, you know, I'm glad you guys were able to reach out and say if you guys agree or disagree with some of the things I said. And again, if you guys are going to watch the videos and make a comment, be sure to watch the whole video, because some of you guys answered, you know, said like, oh, this guy, me, talking about me, you know, he thinks the officiating's bad. Technically, I did not say the officiating was horrible in the LA Kings and Oilers series. I thought it was actually, it went both ways. And regardless, 100%, regardless of the officiating, the Oilers still deserve to win the entire series. So, again, just to wrap this up, don't target anybody, don't insult anybody, just be good. You know, respect the game, respect the people around it, and just, you know, let it go. If you have something to say that's very personal about somebody, just let it go. Just keep it to yourself. No one needs to hear that. And, you know, I want to keep making these videos for some of you guys who do appreciate the things I say, and hopefully you guys feel the same way too. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one, whatever that may be, and or keep up with my gaming content as well. Take care. Bye-bye.